How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. Today we're looking at some freaky videos that'll sort you right out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content, just like this. Our first clip comes from the TikTok account f.paranormali. It shows some home security footage of a kitchen where something strange happens. Some viewers have asked the question, is this a real ghost attack caught on camera? Take a look. As you can see, it appears something inexplicable happens to this poor unsuspecting homeowner. Breaking the clip down, we first see the chair move, seemingly all on its own. Then the homeowner appears to be grabbed by some unseen force. While on face value, this appears to be something straight out of a horror movie, a few viewers have pointed out a few telling details that may prove this is all a hoax. When the man first walks to the table, keep an eye on his right hand. You can see he grabs something that looks like string. He makes a few tugging actions, then the chair miraculously moves. It's then a matter of falling over and lifting your leg in a way that looks as though you're being pulled up the stairs. So, it would seem our first encounter for this episode is indeed a fake. While the previous clip may have been a fake, this next one proves to be a little more mysterious. In April of 2017, worshippers in the Church of Santa Ana in the western Mexican state of Jalisco witnessed something so mysterious that many described it as a miracle. The bizarre event was captured on camera by a churchgoer during Easter celebrations. Watch what happens. Slowing that down and zooming in, you can see the head of the statue of Jesus Christ shift its head. When news of the moving Jesus statue broke, it made headlines all around the world, with many hailing it as the beginning of the second coming of Christ. One of the witnesses, Estela Gomez, told local journalists he believes Jesus is sending some kind of message. However, the priest of the church, Juan Antonio Guare Lule, remained a little more level-headed and said it may have just been a coincidence. He said that the statue normally rests inside a glass coffin and that it was moved for the Easter celebrations. It's possible then the statue simply moved slightly after being shifted from its usual spot. For many locals though, this event remains a remarkable phenomenon, a message from Christ himself, a moment that will stay with them forever. In November of 2021, TikTok user Verdad Expuesta began noticing some strange behaviour happening in his neighbour's house. From his balcony, he could see into his neighbour's apartment where something truly bizarre seemed to be happening. He took out his phone to capture the sighting. Take a look. Shadowy figures appear to be moving at an unnatural pace throughout the home. They zip back and forth. Several days later, the OP noticed more strange behaviour. This time, it appears as though the occupants of the house are walking around backwards. It would seem this eerie activity isn't just at night time either. Here's the house during the day. Again, we can see the shadow figures zipping about the home. back and forth, over and over. Some viewers suggested it might simply be an active child that likes running around the house. However, others aren't so sure, given that the figure moves at such an unnatural speed and almost constantly, day and night. This has left many with the conclusion that we're seeing some kind of paranormal entity, perhaps some kind of residual energy from someone who passed away that used to live in the apartment. Of course, there's not a lot of solid proof of this, and all we have to go on is this eerie behaviour caught on camera. I'd love to get your take on this sighting. Share your theories in the comments section down below. When a guard at the Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa, Japan thought they saw something unusual on the CCTV monitor, they had to rewind the video and watch it again to be sure. After a second look, they were puzzled as to what they were seeing. The footage, which was uploaded to YouTube by Jose Cruz, focuses on an intersection just outside the base. It's unclear what time it was when the video was recorded, but the sky is inky black. Just behind a road sign in the bottom left corner of the screen, a dark shadow begins to slowly amass. At first, it looks like any ordinary shadow. However, as it grows darker, it becomes clear that something more sinister could be happening. Take a look.
You see?
Yeah, I see the shadow moving.
You see how it moves? It's
yeah,
in
it's
this
right,
corner.
It's right behind the sign, yeah.
And it's gonna fly away in a little bit.
Roger, go ahead and take care of yourself, copy.
Right there, it's going. Hold on.
You wanna see it again? No, rewind.
Hold on. Rewind it and pause it.
Watching that again, the dark shadow raises itself from the ground and flies across the road.
You see?
Yeah, I see the shadow moving.
You see how it moves? It's
yeah,
in
it's
this
right,
corner.
it's right behind the sign, yeah.
And it's gonna fly away in a little bit.
Roger, go ahead and take care of yourself, copy.
Right there, it's going. Hold on.
You wanna see it again? No, rewind.
Hold on. Rewind it and pause it.
It hovers for a moment before returning to the center of the street.
It's coming though. Really? You saw it?
Yep.
Oh, that's game over. Let's see.
The on-duty guards had no explanation for the strange event, but are convinced that a ghost was to blame. Eerily, this isn't the only military base in Okinawa that is rumoured to be haunted. Camp Hansen is a United States Marine Corps base. Inside the compound, at the infamous Gate 3, many soldiers have reported some strange activity. It's said that every so often a soldier dressed in World War II fatigues approaches the gate. He's covered in blood with a cigarette hanging from his mouth. He asks the on-duty guard for a light, then vanishes from sight. There are reports of this gate being closed altogether because of this haunting. It's alleged some Japanese guards refuse to be posted there. There are thousands of reports of paranormal activity all over Okinawa. Many believe there's a link between the hauntings and the deadly conflict the island saw in World War II. The Battle of Okinawa, which began on April 1st, 1945, was the bloodiest battle of the Pacific War. Estimated casualties sit at over 240,000. Could this mass loss of lives be the reason for all the ghostly sightings on the island? Many paranormal experts believe that when sustained trauma takes place and lives are lost, a residual energy can remain in place, causing what we know as a haunting. This theory suggests that ghosts are a sort of echo or energy loop, a memory that plays over and over, permanently etched into reality. So what do you think about this theory? Could the ghostly sightings all over Okinawa be evidence that the theory is true? Drop your thoughts and opinions on this in the comments section down below.
Roger, go ahead and take care of yourself, copy.
Right there, it's going. Hold on.
You wanna see it again? No, rewind.
Hold on.
This next photo has unknown origins, but is often passed around old paranormal forums. It shows a mother taking a selfie while her child is outside with their hands on the glass door. The freaky thing is, there appears to be a dark shadow looming over the child. It looks like the head and shoulders of a person. Stories linked to the photo say that the young child is often heard talking to someone when alone in their room. When asked who they're talking to, the child simply points to a corner of the room, but there's nothing ever there. So could this shadow be some kind of paranormal entity that's attached itself to the young child? Unfortunately, there's very little info regarding the photo. No one knows who the mother is or where the picture was taken. So for now, all we can do is speculate as to what that ominous shadow really is. Sticking with freaky selfies, this next one's a doozy. It's another photo that often gets passed around social media and old forums with very little info attached to it. It comes from the early 2000s, and the story goes that this girl was taking some selfies in her car. She was all alone and didn't notice anything unusual at all. That is until she sent one of the photos to a friend. The friend replied immediately in a panic, wanting to know who the person in the back was. The girl didn't know what the friend was talking about, but when she double-checked the photo, her blood ran cold. As you can see, there's a figure in the rear window. It looks to be floating with an ominous scowl on its face. Some versions of the story say the woman went missing shortly after sending the photo to her friend. Unfortunately, like the previous photo, there's almost no info to go by. So for now, this photo and its story will have to remain a creepypasta, an internet myth that floats about ominously, much like that ghoul in the rear window. This next eerie clip was uploaded by TikTok user Vikastupe143, and it shows something scary happening that has viewers hoping it's all a prank. Watch what happens. Watching that again, the doll's head moves, seemingly all on its own. It takes the person on camera a few seconds to realise that the doll is actually moving, but when they do, they freak out and throw the doll away. It's this genuine reaction that has left many viewers puzzled as to whether this is real or not. Many commenters said the doll was cursed or haunted and that this is no joke. Others thought perhaps the person on camera was being pranked by a friend and didn't know what was happening. Unfortunately, this is classic TikTok. The clip is short with almost no context, so you'll have to watch the clip again and decide for yourself as to what's actually going on here. Before we take a look at some chilling footage captured at an old cathedral in England, remember to hit that subscribe button, then tickle that bell icon there and turn on all channel notifications. That way you'll be in the loop every time we drop our scary and mysterious videos. Our last clip has been terrifying people since 2015. It was captured by YouTuber Resonance2001 at the Lincoln Cathedral in Lincoln, England. The OP was there sightseeing and filming the enormous church at night time when they spotted something unsettling. Take a look. Watching that again, you can see what looks to be a young girl's face peeking around the corner. camera holder looks around the corner. There's no one there. All the while, the cathedral's bell tolls ominously in the background. This enormous, early Gothic-style cathedral was built in the High Middle Ages, with construction commencing in 1072. In 1349, the plague swept through the city of Lincoln, indiscriminately killing men, women and children. The Black Death took such a toll on the city that bodies began to pile up. There was very little room or enough resources to manage the burgeoning health crisis. Officials realised that the bodies needed to be blessed and buried on consecrated grounds, so they decided to hold a mass burial near the top of the greenstone steps at the cathedral. Local legend says that on the anniversary of the mass burial, the ghosts of the plague victims roam around the grounds of the church, seeking salvation for their eternal suffering. Then there's Queen Anne's Well, a small stone structure at the rear of the cathedral. Urban legend states that if you walk around the well 7 times, then place your finger into one of the holes on the side of the well, you'll be judged by Satan himself. If your soul is pure, then all you'll feel is the devil's breath on your finger. If you've sinned, then your finger will be bitten off. And while these ghost stories are fun to tell your friends at night time, many locals believe that there's a thread of truth that runs through these old legends. To this day, witnesses claim they've seen mysterious figures on the grounds of the cathedral. Transparent shapes, shadowy entities, and disembodied laughing are a regular occurrence on the grounds at night time. So now that you've heard the legends, what do you make of this YouTuber's footage? Could this young girl be a plague victim roaming the grounds looking for help? Take another look at the footage and judge for yourself. Now, if you can't get enough of the old slapped ham, then check out these 2 links here. They'll keep you entertained for hours and hours. Now, if you have your own scary photos or videos you want to submit, head to our Slapped Ham subreddit. There's a link in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.